Well, hello, CrossPoint Hutch. So good to see you. Another episode of CrossPoint Midweek. The reason we do this is to help keep you connected throughout the middle of the week, especially some of you who still may be at home and watching us online. Man, there's so much going on in this building, and one of the great things going on in this building is someone new with us. I'll introduce him in just a second, but let me give you just 3 ways to stay connected with us here at CrossPoint. Number 1, connection card you can find online, crosspointnow.net/connection card. If you have any you want information about anything, that's a great place to go. Prayer requests, we would love to pray for you, and our prayer team would love to do that. So go to crosspointnow.net/prayer and submit that anytime. And then giving, crosspointnow.net/give. At any time of the day, you can go to give on there, or the app, you can give on there as well. But this last weekend, we got to introduce my new friend and a colleague. Is that the right word? Joel Reese. Joel is a new pastor here at CrossPoint Hutch. His title is Family Ministry Pastor. And we got to introduce him this last weekend to the church. And his job is basically overseeing all the ministries that minister to the family. So CrossPoint Kids, CrossPoint Students, which is our middle high school ministry, CrossPoint, our college ministry eventually, that whole kind of ministry that ministers to families. And so his job is overseeing those ministries and the staff that oversees those ministries. And the biggest part of his job that we want him to do is to really equip you as parents or grandparents or aunts and uncles or grown-ups in the house, whoever you are, to disciple the children in your house. And so we want to come alongside you. It's not my job. It's not Joel's job. It's not the church's job. It's your job. But we want to help you and equip you. So first question for Joel, just a couple of quick questions for you to kind of get to know him and what he loves and what he's going to be doing around here is, what is family discipleship? When we say family discipleship, what do we mean? What is that?
Well, family discipleship can kind of sound scary, but let me tell you what it's not. It's not another thing you have to do. It's not an extra program. It's not more research or book reading. Family discipleship, you can kind of read about it in Deuteronomy 6. And it's basically training your kids as you go through life. If you get up in the morning with them, if you have meals with them, if you encourage them to get dressed a certain way or comb their hair, interact with their friends, as you go about your day, you're reminding them how God's working in your life. If you're following after Christ, you're going to see Him working in your life in all aspects of your day. And so family discipleship is your intentional talking with your kids throughout your day. Hey, did you have a great day today? What'd you do? How did God interact with you today at your school? How did you interact with a friend? Or when you were bullied, how would the Bible want you to respond? And it's just living out your faith with your kids.
That's really good. Yeah, it's not something you have to add or add an extra 4-hour block of your day. It's just doing life with your kid. I love that. So help us put some practical handlebars on this. Just give us a glimpse into the Reese household. What's one thing you do with your kids to help disciple them?
Well, I get to, there are some crazy days where you almost miss your kids. You're like, oh, well, maybe I'll see them tomorrow. But in my house, at least, it seems like at least very frequently, I find myself messing up. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but I mess up very frequently. I get frustrated. I'm working on a project and they're interrupting me. I've got to send an email and I'm distracted and they're like, oh, please look at the things I did at school. And I'm like, not now. My phone is so important. My project is so important. Get away from me. Don't interrupt me. The doorbell's ringing. And I have to stop myself. And more often than not, one of the best things I do for my kids is I stop my life and I call them back and I say, I'm sorry. I messed up. That's not how I want to act towards you. That's not the reaction you deserved for what was going on right then. And when your kids see you humble yourself, you're acting like Jesus. When they see you apologizing to them, they recognize, okay, my parents aren't perfect, but they love me. Now, Jesus is perfect, and we can show them how He loves in the same way. When we humble ourselves, they're learning to humble themselves. And that's what we want to do as we're training our children to grow up.
That's really good. I love that idea because they're learning from us in every single way, even how we humble ourselves and apologize. So a lot of great things. We have a family service coming up just in a few weeks, the first weekend of October. All the kids will be with us in the entire service. And so we do these things a few times a year, family services, just to, again, equip you to be the parents, to be the grown-ups in your kids' life, to disciple them towards Jesus Christ. And so thanks, Joel. Appreciate having you here. And let's introduce you to one of the songs that we're singing here at CrossPoint Hutch on the weekend.
my sorrow and dead in my sin. Lost without hope, with no place to begin. Your love made a way to let mercy come in. When death was arrested and my life began. Ash was redeemed, only beauty remains. My orphan heart was given a name. My mourning grew quiet, my feet rose to dance. When death was arrested, my life began. Oh, your grace, so free, washes over me. You have made me new, now life begins with you. Released from my chains, I'm a prisoner no more. My shame was a ransom he faithfully bore. He canceled my debt and he called me his friend. When death was arrested and my life began. His grace is so free. Oh, your grace so free washes over me. You have made me new, now life begins with you. It's your endless love pouring down on us. You have made us new, now life begins with you. Our Savior displayed on a criminal's cross. Darkness rejoiced as though heaven had lost. But then Jesus arose with our freedom in hand. That's when death was arrested and my life began. That's when death was arrested and my life began. Oh, your grace so free washes over me. You have made me new, now life begins with you. It's your endless love pouring down on us. You have made us new, now life begins with you. Oh, we're free. Oh, we're free, free, forever we're free. Come join the song of all the redeemed. Yes, we're free, free, forever, amen. When death was arrested and my life began. Oh, we're free, free, forever we're free. Come join the song of all the redeemed. Yes, we're free, free, forever, amen. When death was arrested and my life began. When death was arrested and my life began. When death was arrested and my life began. We praise you, Lord.
So let me encourage you, we just got a couple weeks left in our Hebrews series, and so this weekend and next weekend, and then we're done. So make sure, again, what service are you planning on attending? What service are you bringing your family, or if it's just you, when are you attending, and when are you gathering with the people? 3 services, Saturday at 5, Sunday at 9 and 11. Make it a priority. We make everything else a priority in our lives. Make church a priority to gather with God's people. Look forward to seeing you here this weekend as we continue our series in the book of Hebrews.